Well, the reason we're here, we've been working with the Environment Agency, and Preston's quite an old city with a lot of people and a lot of industry work in it. And as you can see, the River Ribble's just behind us. And there were quite a few stormwater overflows that actually came into the Ribble. So we're going to cut those off, store them and then treat them. So we're going to cut off both the rubbish and the debris and the sewage that goes into the river, and we're going to make it better for people walking up and down it and for the environment.
There's all sorts of construction techniques going on here, deep shafts, tunnelling, open cut works. There's a lot going on here, and it's all, it's almost everything that you've learned in your career is come together on this particular project.
Obviously we've been working right in the city centre, so we're going to be improving the river in the city centre, but all the way down to the Ribble estuary and all on the Foul coast. So it's a very long and very rich river. So the works we're doing are quite intrusive. They're major civil engineering works. We work very closely with ecologists and the council in the city centre to make sure that we do minimise that disruption. The actual solution is a tunnel, so the storage system will never be seen. So the impact, both visually and environmentally, is very limited. So it's been a real great solution. These are some of the longest tunnels and the deepest shafts that we've built within United Utilities.
We've had some real challenges on this job, dealing with ground conditions, variable ground conditions, the Western River crossing. What we've done is get the pipeline, the rising mains, underneath the river to connect into Clifton Marsh treatment works, and that had to go underneath the river. And that's been done by a new technique to this country called direct pipe.
Every tunnel that we're driving is around about 30 metres deep. So the shafts that we've built, so we can drop the tunnel machines in, are massive. They are cathedral-like sizes. So then when you're actually setting the tunnel machines up, you need railway systems that actually bring all the material out. So getting both men to the front and the machine to the front of the tunnel and then material out is quite a big task.
We've done 12 months without a reportable accident. That amounts to over 500,000 man hours. So I think that's an achievement, bearing in mind the construction activities that are going on site at the moment.
One is working with the people in the actual city centre of Preston. That's been massive. We have been doing a lot of work in there. One of the great things that a lot of people have said to us is, we know you've got to do the work. Can you do the work and cause us the least disruption as possible? And we have.
The first major concern that we had was people travelling to work, especially on Strand Road, which is one of the main arterial routes through Preston. And they sent out letters and they spoke to community meetings, etc., to say, look, we know there's going to be a problem, but we're trying to mitigate it by doing other things. But they've also given something back to the local community, and this is part of what they give back. Project they've got here, the Gill Wheel, the 21-mile section that runs around the city of Preston. You were heavily involved in that as well.
We're actually on Howick Cross Lane, which leads to the site. Prior to them coming, it was very, very quiet. There was only us down here. So it was a bit of a culture shock. Initially, everything had to come down. All the buildings, the caterpillars, the cranes, you name it, they all came down. We were involved with meetings on site where we could ask questions, and we got on with the senior management team, and which we found very, very useful, because that way at least we were kept in as to what was going on, and as I said, we could actually ask questions if we had any problems. I mean, one of the major problems at the very beginning was the traffic's going above the speed limits that the company had set. They tackled it in a really positive manner. Again, we did complain. We could tell it. We had a telephone number of the actual site office, if you will, and they would act upon it almost immediately.
I was very impressed with the way that they did it. They were there 24 hours a day. Whenever we wanted it, we had a problem or anything like that, they were always there at the end of a phone call.
They've always listened to our concerns, which I think is a good thing. They've been excellent with that.
The river's a lot cleaner. It's to see what they've done is unbelievable, and it's all been underground as well. So the work's been going on underneath people's houses, under the roads, under the highways, etc. Unbelievable.
I'm from the northwest and I'm very proud of the work we do up here.
They've actually improved and made it better than what it was before by listening to what the people wanted, and every credit to them. They've done a really fabulous job.